was slanging protein ice cream in there, and it felt like I was selling cocaine. It had the same experience, like the sales in it. And it kind of gave me that rush. What? He said, protein ice cream. He's never even heard of it, right? This is 2 years ago. I'm like, yeah, I figured out how to make it with a protein shake, milk, creamer from the fucking coffee, little peanut butter, some slices of banana, kifi, whatever, yeah, the kifi creamer. And I'm literally shaking up these protein shakes and I'm putting them in my mop bucket.
Judge's husband, her third husband, had lost $2.9 million in Stratton, Oklahoma. And the guy that I hired as a sales trainer and motivator was the number 4 guy at Stratton, Oklahoma. Didn't do anything wrong. Did his time for Stratton. We gave him a job. My partner gave him a job. He actually said, even though I like this guy and I feel sorry for him, this guy is the most qualified person that we have to be a sales trainer.
I had so much anxiety knowing that I owed the cartel money, but she couldn't figure out what was the matter with me. She's like, you don't fuck me, you don't want to sleep in the same bed with me, you're always fucking sniffing cocaine and popping Xanax. I said, well, fuck, what do you know, I had to tell her. I said, I got a fucking $4 million bounty on my head if I don't pay these guys back.
Guys, welcome back to Shapiro TV, and today is a super amazing treat. Not only does he make treats, protein ice cream, but he is absolutely a phenomenal story, okay? I'm not going to even get into telling it. I have some questions for him. He's going to be an open book. He came from LA. Owen Hanson's a ball player. He's a baller, okay? And he's also jacked. But I want to thank him for coming out. He actually brought his business partner. And Owen, bro.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mark.
A lot of respect.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Lot of respect, okay? You're rocking the LA hat. All right, nice. So, what did it feel like? And I saw it on the Netflix when your dad came to get you.
Amazon.
It was Amazon.
Yeah, yes.
It was Amazon. I don't know why I thought it was Netflix.
Everyone says Netflix.
I think I was watching it on Prime.
That's right, Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Amazon Prime, yeah. I get all this stuff confused because I'm an old guy, you know. All this stuff is brand new to me, the technology.
Me too. For the last, 10 years, right? You get out, I didn't even know what Netflix was.
You know, the day after I got out, we went and got an iPad and a phone and went shopping for some clothes. When my friends came and picked me up at the place I was at, which was like you, a medium.
Yep.
So you were at a medium.
Yep.
Wasn't any
wasn't in a
walls.
Camp. Yeah.
No
camps.
It wasn't a camp.
Yeah.
I actually had harsher reality when I was in MDC on pretrial, and then when I was MCC on trial, because they kept me locked in. They thought that there was people I could rat on. And so I was locked in for 23.
That's right.
And I would get out, and I didn't know how to say I give up, because it's just the way I was raised. You're 40?
44 now.
44. So I'm 22 years older than you. So our pads were heavy.
Yes.
And did you have doubles when you played in high school?
Double days? Yeah,
2
of course.
sessions a day.
Yeah, for football at USC.
Yeah. So, bro, doubles, okay, you know they're not easy.
No.
Okay?
Thrown up.
Absolutely throwing up. You know when I used to throw up? We'd come back into camp, and I don't know if I ever told you or you know, I was a Division II tailback.
Okay.
And it wasn't because I was big. Well, I was jacked. I took all kinds of shit. Okay. Anadrol made me fucking angry and horny and strong as shit. But we would go back, and day one, before we put on pads, we would do 20-40s and then 20-20s backwards. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Not 10, because our coaches were fucking retards. And I went to a little Division II school in Connecticut, Central Connecticut State University, which they're D1 now. And, I fought my way on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, people ask me, how did you get through prison? From playing football, from the age of 9 into the age of 21. And my biggest regret is fucking up my first marriage and not playing my senior year, because I started buying real estate when I was in college. That's my biggest regret.
But you can't regret it because look where you're at now.
Well, my job is different. As a religious man, I became religious in my early 20s, and then I just started printing money.
Yeah.
So, take us back to walking on to USC. I mean, fuck, you're a walk-on at USC,
What
okay?
people don't realize is I never had played football in my life until that walk-on practice. It was a tryout for 50 guys, from All-American high school players to junior college All-Americans. I show up there and I'm like, holy shit. Everyone was wearing football cleats and I was wearing my volleyball shoes. Because you got to remember, I went to USC on a volleyball scholarship.
Yes.
So you show up there and you're like, fuck, Hanson, you fucked that one up, right? Like, that's all I was thinking. But I'm an athlete. I was like, fuck it, let's run with it. Mm-hmm. And I remember Coach Sarkeesian, who's now the head coach at University of Texas.
Oh, yeah.
He threw me 5 balls, and I caught 3 of the first 5 footballs I've ever caught. And I was like, okay, that wasn't that bad. And then I remember we did the cone drill. Mm-hmm. I've been playing sports. We do cones like in our sleep, right? I was like, oh, this is easy. And then it was the 40-yard dash. Oh, excuse me, before the 40-yard dash, it was the vertical jump. Remember?
37.
I'm a volleyball player. That was easy.
But 37 for a volleyball player?
I was 245 pounds on the sauce mark. Come on, that's a problem, man.
I didn't know they called it gear. Today they call it
gear, sauce.
Yeah. We called it just juice back then. We used to call it juice.
It has 3 names: juice, sauce, gear.
Yeah.
Right.
And little blue pills. What I started off with
the D-ball.
D-ball.
Oh yeah.
5 milligrams. Yeah.
I used to pop those like Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, Mark. I did that vertical, and they're like, "Okay, who is this guy?" Right? And then when I got down in my 40-yard dash stance,
240 plus.
240, probably 245, and I got down in that 3-point stance mark. 4.6. Coach Carroll said, "Send them back." They thought it was. They thought it was bad. A bad stopwatch. And Mark, I'm not gonna lie, I walked back and I was panting. You know when you're on steroids, you're dying. You're out of breath. You're like, fuck, right? That's all. Coach Carroll's making me run it again.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows.
No, nobody knows.
But I'm just trying to hide it because no one needs to know. And I got back in that stance and went 4.62, and now you got Lane Kiffin, Norm Chow, Ed Ogeron. They're all looking at the stopwatch.
That was the best of the best. That was Reggie's team.
Yeah.
Matt Liner.
Yeah. Clay Matthews.
Who was
Mike
the first?
Williams.
Who was the first round tackle?
Kenichi Udeze, Frosty Rucker.
Was that the kid? Was Ryan Kalia on that team?
Ryan Kalia.
Ryan Kalia.
Yes, he was.
Because I'm a Vikings fan.
He was a center. Remember, Ryan was on my team. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
He's the highest paid center ever.
Was Lendell White was on that team, right?
He was in the dock.
Yeah.
Remember?
He used to shuffle in with Reggie.
Yeah.
But he was like 230.
They used to call him Thunder and Lightning.
230?
He was a big boy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he ran a legit like 4.8.
He's the man.
Like
No, he's fast.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He came to see me after I got out too. He was part of the comeback.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. That's loyalty is everything. That's how I was able to get back on my feet so quickly. Forget the people that he was talking about Rabbi Katz.
Yeah.
So Rabbi Katz comes to, when I get to a normal prison, a medium, I get to Otisville, and he gives me a card. And he said, call this number on the back of the card. They want to help you. And I became immediate friends with a husband and wife who are multi-billionaires, and they started to come to see me. And the next thing I know is he says, look, and the wife had just passed law school, and she's like, we're going to get you out. I read your trial transcripts. I'm not sure what you did. I really don't understand what you did wrong, okay? But they painted you with a brush. There's got to be some corruption here, but we're going to get you out. And they did a little over 9 years later.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you and I about did the same amount of time.
I did 14 years, 8 months, 27 days.
Really?
5,384 days. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you end up doing that many years. Wow.
Yeah. Looking back, when you're in there that long, it doesn't seem like a long time, but when you look at a sentence, my sentence was 85 years because it was stacked.
Yeah.
Which is actually we're working on, it's called the trial penalty, and I'm working with a bunch of people in Congress and in the House, and Alan Dershowitz actually authored the bill. We've got a lot of bipartisan support, and it's a bill that if you go to trial, you'll get 150% of the plea that you were offered. So if you're offered 10, you get 15.
Yeah.
When you blow trial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you notice when you go to trial, they really hit you harder. They said you're wasting our time, right? They don't like it.
The crazy thing, and I was starting to tell him, was that the judge's husband, her third husband, had lost $2.9 million in Stratton Oakmont. And the guy that I hired as a sales trainer and motivator was the number 4 guy at Stratton Oakmont. Didn't do anything wrong. Did his time for Stratton. We gave him a job. My partner, Bill Foster, actually gave him a job because he actually said, even though I like this guy and I feel sorry for him, this guy is the most qualified person that we have to be a sales trainer.
Nice.
And then a rat came in. I'd hit your boy with a fucking bat if I saw him on the street, okay? You just know the guy. And his justification was, I wasn't being a rat. You help him, and then he fucks you.
I paid him, right? We made an agreement.
$2.5 million,
Shit, I
bro.
paid him big money.
That's not little money, okay? No. That's a lot of money.
I know.
So, but your story's insane. But your story now today will outlive anything that is in your doc. It's a documentary,
docu-series. They call it,
docu-series. Will outlive any of that because you're resilient, because you're an athlete.
Yeah.
And it's like I could see you in the middle of something and you're just figuring it out. And, you know, it's no different than a real estate deal.
Yeah.
Because you're figuring it out on the fly. You know, that's how it is.
Yeah. It's playing chess while they're playing checkers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
so I saw a clip where you were making ice cream in prison.
Yep.
You were making ice in the peanut butter jar.
Yes.
Yep.
That was my play. That's what, like you just said, you're thinking ahead. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be a convicted felon when I get out of here. I said, I just earned my master's degree while I'm in here. What good is it going to do if I can't do anything with it? And so I was like, okay, if I can sell protein ice cream in a prison yard, why can't I sell it on the street, right? And I got out, and I'm sitting in the halfway house for 18 months. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? All my boys are calling me, what's up, bro? You doing good? And my fucking one dog from Miami, Roland, the one who's here today, he says, man, tell me how prison went. I said, man, prison sucked. Right? I'm not gonna lie, it sucked. Oh, there's nothing good about prison.
Bro,
right?
there's nothing good about prison.
There's nothing good about it.
Nothing.
But I told him, I said, dude, you know what? I said, I was slanging protein ice cream in there, and it felt like I was selling cocaine. It had the same experience, like the sales in it. And it kind of gave me that rush. He's like, what? He said, protein ice cream. He's never even heard of it, right? This is 2 years ago. I'm like, yeah, I figured out how to make it with a protein shake, milk, creamer from the fucking coffee, little peanut butter, some slices of banana, kifi, whatever, the kifi creamer. Yeah. And I'm literally shaking up these protein shakes and I'm putting them in my mop bucket.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And you remember we use the mop bucket for refrigeration because we don't have refrigerators in the feds. Nobody does, right? So I put that trash bag in there. I filled it up with ice, and that was my refrigerator every day.
And you got to change the ice every day.
And every day you change it, you drain it, right?
Yep.
And I remember one day my cellie comes in, he goes, I got bad news, oh dog. I said, what? He says, we're out of ice. I said, what do you mean we're out of ice? He says, the ice machine's broken. I said, oh, hell no.
That used to happen.
Dude, all the time, right?
All
hey, remember
time.
when guys would get up at like 5 in the morning to wait in line for that fucking ice machine?
As soon as the door cracked, guys were, and these were all, I don't want to stereotype, I'll tell you. But these are all these guys that their life in prison was better than their life on the street.
Way better. They came to prison to have
and they came to prison to try to run their tier, run their table, run their chairs, okay? I mean, run their TV.
Yeah.
You know?
They got off on it. But you know, that's how you know you're institutionalized, because they look forward to that. All I look forward to was getting out, right? And I was telling them,
I look forward to getting a blowjob.
Dude, I had this prison guard that was so hot in my eyes. She was about a 4, but in my eyes, she was a 10, right? And I was thinking about, if I could pull this off, this is going to be the one.
Good
right?
thing you didn't do that, bro.
I'm glad I didn't do it. I probably would have been back in there. Yeah.
In my facility, they walked 6 female guards. One are they're uglier than the next, because this is upstate New York, off the compound. They lost their pensions, they lost everything, and just so they could fuck inmates.
Yeah, it happens.
Crazy.
So Selly comes in, he says, we're out of dry ice. I said, we're out of ice, what are we going to do? He says, don't worry, we're going to throw our salt on the ice. He says, when you go to your workout, come back, and we got enough salt, it'll keep everything cold. I had about 2 inches of ice. So my protein shake was literally like up to here, right? And everything below it was ice, and he threw salt, and you heard it to crack. It was like crackling. And I said, yeah, whatever you say. I go work out with my crew, I get back. I grab my protein shake, and man, I look at it, I go, what the fuck? And I open it up, and I try to drink it, and it's rock hard, Mark. I'm like, dude, it's fucking rock hard. And my celly looks at me, he goes, who cares? Get a spoon, eat it. And I started eating it, I go, the fucking light bulb went off. I said, this is fucking ice cream, right? But with protein. And I was like, okay, I think I got something coming for them, right? Like, I was hustling in there, making pizzas, making ceviche, making peanut butter cups, anything I could make, I was hustling, because I'm
How
bored.
many max for a protein ice cream?
Good question. So a flat book of stamps.
Flat book.
Plus a Mac, which is equivalent to $15, because at the time the flat book was $14.
Yep.
The Mac is $1. So it was $15. But I gave him that price because I was like, you know what? Fuck, I'm going to give him like a crazy price, because I don't want to have to make it, right? That's what I said to myself. It's a lot of work, right? 4 hours. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to say $15 a jar, right? And so I said $15 a jar, and the first day I had 7 pre-orders. I'm like, oh, fuck. That was fast, right?
Multiple flavors.
Yeah. First was vanilla, then chocolate covered banana, and then I did just a straight chocolate, and then sometimes I
saw the chocolate covered banana.
Yes,
That's what you're making
my
on the
famous
video.
flavor. Yeah. Then I do like an Oreo cookies and cream, where I'd crush up the Oreos and throw them in there.
Yeah.
But you just keep it 15. And dude, I was like, fuck, now everyone wants it. I'm like, there's going to be a problem here, because I can't make enough. So I went to every unit where there was mop buckets, and I offered every guy the orderlies. Remember the orderlies?
Oh yeah.
I would tell the orderlies, hey, you want to make $1 per ice cream a day? I said, your mop bucket can make 7. I said, that's $7. You and I both know the average salary is about $20 a month, right? If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
I think pay grade 1 was 20 cents an hour.
Yeah, 20 cents an hour. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I come to them and I offer them $7 basically a day if they make 7 ice creams for me. Little do they know I'm making ice creams for $1.50, so now it's costing me $2.50, and I'm selling them for $15. I'm making 800% profit, right? So I'm telling all these prices and every other race in there, and they're just like, fuck yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And come Super Bowl Sunday, I remember I sold 50 ice creams, right?
That's a big day.
It was a big day, and the guards came up to me and they said, Hanson, you made more money than both of the guards on the unit today. I said, I did.
That's insane.
And they called me the ice cream man. You know, it's from one ice cream to another. So I was telling Rolly, I said, man, I felt like a hustler in there. And people were starting to call me the ice cream man. I would get pulled over, they're like, Hanson, you got anything on you? I said, just the ice cream, right? Like, you know how they pat you down? I'd have a backpack full of ice cream. And I felt good about it. So like, fucking, I'm not doing anything illegal, right? I know I'm not going to get in trouble. What are they going to do, take my ice cream? And I got out and I told my boy Rolly, he's like, dude, why don't we keep it going? He says, that's an awesome comeback story.
It is.
Yeah, I was sitting in there, I said, fuck, I don't have much money. Actually, I have no money, right? The government took everything. I'm like, let's start small. Let's just do the bars on a stick, right? I said, I bet you we can find a co-packer. And I literally went to like 10 different ice cream companies, and they all turned me down. They're like, you're a convicted felon, we want nothing to do with you. Then the last guy I went to, fuck them. The last guy I went to, I gave him my book, The California Kid. I said, read my book. I said, I guarantee once you read it, you're going to want to do business with me. And he read it. 24 hours later, he calls me back. He goes, man, you paid the cartel back $4 million and you're still here to live? I said, yeah, I do good business. I said, if you do good business with me, you're going to be happy. I said, all I'm asking is you do all the R&D for free, and I'll make it up to you. So he did probably $100 grand worth of R&D on the strength. Just did it for free. And now he probably makes 100,000 bars a month for us.
Wow.
Yeah, so I came back to him. I said, watch. I'm going to return the favor. And we grew this brand, California Ice Protein, and since September of last year, we started sales, and we're in 500 gyms and stores throughout the United States, and we direct to consumer online. And I tell people, you know what? It's the same rush. It's the same feeling, Mark, because when I send a pallet of frozen ice cream to New York or Florida, where we're at today, remember, it's frozen. It's a lot harder to distribute than my last product. Remember, I was transporting cocaine all over the United States, across to Australia.
That was amazing.
You're on this BlackBerry wondering if it's going to make it, right?
That was absolutely amazing. That you came up with that idea and that it worked. And, you know, I'm not trying to glorify it.
No,
okay?
We can't glorify it.
You know, but you know what?
I had to survive, right? Someone lost the money.
Look, do you know how much illegal shit goes on every fucking day? Do you know how much illegal shit that the U.S. attorneys are privileged to, that they look away because they get something out of it? And do you know how much illegal shit they do? A lot.
Of course.
A lot.
And the shitty part about that, Mark, is I didn't even lose the money for the cartel, right? I was my face in line. I did the right thing. I had to pay him back. So in order for me to pay him back, I had to obviously do illegal activity and figure out how to pay him back through ill-gotten gains, cocaine. So I'm telling people, like, this rush I have from distributing ice cream from California to New York, when that pallet of frozen product arrives, like 3 pallets at a time, and it touches down and the ice cream company says it's still frozen, it's like the same rush as landing a pallet full of cocaine. It's the same high. It's just a different product, you know? And for me, it feels so much safer, right? Obviously, the margins aren't there. But I sleep good at night.
But there's volume.
Yeah, there's volume.
It's
a volume game.
Everything's a volume game. You know, whether it's selling water, coffee, you know, cleaning cars, you know, whatever it is, you know, and I don't know how many guys that in prison told you that they were going to start a floor care company. Yeah. Okay.
Or a trucking company.
How many
trucking companies?
Company. And for me, I found myself again, my redemption. I became very wealthy, and I became a real fucking asshole the first time I retired. Fucked up my marriage a few years later. And before I went away, you know, when you think you're fucking smarter than everybody. You think you're, you know, I'm 5'5", you know. I'm not taller than anybody. My dick's not bigger than anybody else's, okay? Maybe Reggie Bush is bigger, but I don't know what Reggie used to run, but I would clock at a 4.5. That's how I could play. But I loved ball. I loved contact. I was 187. I lived but I used a sideline.
Yeah.
That's fucking Sammy's sideline. You're not going to get it. I do have hip issues from getting a lot of stingers from my hips getting hit so much, degenerating, but I'm in pretty good shape at 66.
I seen you with your shirt off. You still got a six-pack?
I do. Yeah. I do. I always had one.
Yeah.
I always had one. Bro, I started getting a six-pack when I started with lifting weights when I was probably 12.
Yeah.
I started, you know, I mean, and our weight movement is more football concentric, but today it's all
hit.
It's so different than it was back then. But, you know, the stronger your legs are, the faster you are. The more stretched you are. I mean, I took ballet, I took karate, so I had balance, okay? Yeah. My high school backfield coach convinced me to take it. My college coach, George Redmond, the only way I could get on the field as a freshman was I actually won the starting job. I went to D3 my freshman year, took a year off, lived here, sold towels and t-shirts, talked my way into a bartending job, and worked for my uncle's real estate company.
Wow.
And learned real estate. Went back my sophomore year. The only way I could fix myself or get myself on the field was to learn how to catch punts and kickoffs.
Yeah.
And then I would actually, hopefully I'd get on there because I was faster than everybody on the team. Hopefully I'd get on the field or I'd travel as a kick returner and a punt returner. And they only brought 2 tailbacks.
Yeah.
I was tailback 3. And when tailback 1 went down, Mike Liverpool, and then Ronnie Andronowitz, tailback 2 went down. Game 3, my sophomore year, I got on the field.
Nice.
I didn't have a great game, but I played a quarter and a half, and I had 47 yards. And we ran a pro I because Liverpool, he wasn't super fast. He ran a 4.7, but he was super smooth, and he was 205. Great guy.
Yeah.
Loved his weed. Okay, I think everybody on the team loved their weed. I mean, I don't even know how I couldn't smoke weed and go out and practice. These guys smoke weed and go out and practice, and they
made me
make
paranoid.
sick catches. It was crazy. And I had to actually learn, and I ask a lot of guys, if you never caught a punt, okay, people are always like, you watch the punter's foot. You watch the nose of the ball, where the ball goes, the spin on the ball. You watch it come off his foot, but you watch that, and that's going to tell you directionally where you go.
Yeah.
Okay? I hated that, but it got me on the field. And I taught myself in high school, I made my hands better.
Yep.
So I knew that I could get the ball out of the backfield. I did everything, and playing ball gave me enough strength to overcome anything. And I think any ball player, forget playing high school ball. Now, Tanner played high school ball, okay?
Yeah.
He claims he has good hands, all right? I don't know. I think my boy Tyreek has better hands.
Definitely.
But I said to Tanner, I said, well, we got Owen here. Why don't we throw the ball around tomorrow? Why don't we do that, bro? And he's like, no, Mark, we're doing a podcast. Okay, that means he has something to do tomorrow. Okay? Because he has a very busy life.
I would have catch a rock. I don't know how many I'd catch. They said I had stone hands. But you know what? That's as athletes, guess what? We just like to compete, right? And that's why you and I survived prison.
Yep.
Because we're fucking competitors.
I got super, super lucky. I only had a few issues. One was over playing softball, because you know how big softball is in prison.
Huge.
And I get asked to try out for 2 teams. I was a center fielder in high school, played hardball. And the 2 teams was the Italian team, okay, Dominic's team.
Otisville?
Otisville.
Yeah, that's why.
And then the Aryan team.
Yep.
And his name was Dustin, but his name was Trouble.
The wood pile. Yeah.
Yeah. And they had the field, the Italian team had the field on that move that I had gone out there for, and the Aryans had it after. So I tried out for the Italian team first. And they're like, we'd love you to be our shortstop. I'm like, well, and if you can play center field, if you can play ball, you can play shortstop. And they're like, I'm like, okay, cool. Then the Aryans came out, I waited, and I told them, and they're like, no problem. 3 weeks later, in the gym, because I'm a gym rat like you, I get stabbed up. If Dominic wasn't actually in the gym and he watched these 3 guys come, okay, I think I've showed Tanner my stab wounds.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have them.
Yeah, of course.
If Dominic didn't pull them off of me, it seemed like forever. It was 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fighting for my fucking life. And the crazy thing, and maybe you can relate to this, I ended up becoming friends and working out with the Aryans.
Yeah, because they saw what you did, right? You didn't back down.
No.
Yeah.
What are you going to back down for? I went to fucking trial, bro.
Yeah.
I said, look, I'm not guilty.
Yeah.
I said I owned 11,000 units in 13 states. I had 1,200 employees. What are you talking about? This is a real company. We're building some of the nicest stuff on Miami Beach. They're like, nah, we're the government.
Yeah.
We're going to fuck you.
We're
going to make everything, anything that's true, we're going to amplify it. And anything that's not true, we're going to create a story.
Yep.
And they do that. And they're so corrupt and they're so scary.
They're scary.
I mean, and they're very, so during my trial, one of the U.S. attorneys, his name was Alex Wilshire, and they sit in front of you, and then we have the defendant table. And I can remember Alex Wilshire turning around and looking at me and giving me dirty looks. I said to my attorney, Lee Ginsberg, I'm like, what is wrong with this fucking guy? He said, just don't pay attention to him. you know. And like the guy keeps on looking at me. I'm like, oh, you got a fucking problem with me? You're trying to kill me, okay? You got a problem with me? Let's go. We'll go in the pen. We'll see what happens, okay? And he just would smirk. And this is a real handsome young guy, probably 28, Ivy League,
Yeah.
and all he wanted to do is notch his fucking belt buckle and then get a white shoe job, and that's what they do.
Yep.
Yeah, it was the weirdest experience. My judge dancing in the courtroom, okay, who was duplicitous in my case. But we didn't find that out until after the conviction, after I get to prison, after these people are helping me. The private investigator uncovers 2 incredible things, and we get affidavits.
Wow.
She won't recuse herself. We show that she's involved in the case because nobody even wanted to give them a search warrant. 7 judges said no. She was judge number 8.
Wow.
Gave them a search warrant. And we cooperated.
Yeah.
We tried to do everything to protect our business. But I have a few questions. So let's see what we got, okay? What was the hardest thing about being incarcerated?
That's a good question, but I think you'll agree on this one. Knowing that while you're incarcerated, your family members are incarcerated with you, right? They would come, whether it was my ex-wife or my father, and they'd tell me, son, you know, you're not the only one incarcerated. I'm in prison myself, because every day when they leave there, all they do is think about us, right? So for me, knowing that they felt like they were in prison, even though they were in the free world, killed me. Just was the worst feeling.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
And that was my daughter, who'll be 21 in August. She was 7 months old. They threw her out of our new house, just finished building it. I didn't marry her mother. Her mother's a good girl. And this little kid went through so much shit. She does come around here and hang out. She's at University of Tampa. But she's with me.
Great.
She's with me more than her mother.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah. We just got a new car, and she took it the other day. She's in her Delray with her boyfriend.
Nice.
So I can't even drive it. So, you know, she's a good kid. She's a car girl. She's one of 4.
Nice.
My 3 adult daughters from my first marriage, I have minor interaction with them. They still have not forgiven me.
That's a problem.
Yeah. I'm praying.
Yeah.
I reach out to them every day. But it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I was fortunate enough not to have any children, right? Obviously now when I got out, I
Well, you
was
still
like,
can
I
have
got
children
time,
now.
right? I'm
You
44.
got lots of time, bro.
I saved my sperm right when I got
You
out.
get a young girl.
Right when I got out.
Your sperm still works.
I put it in a cup.
No, it still works.
Oh, listen, all the peptides I'm taking now, I just did it, right? I said, fuck it.
If I could get a girl pregnant at 64, then you can get it. So you got 20 years.
Yeah,
bro.
I got it.
So, yeah, definitely. That was painful for me, especially knowing that you have to call them, you have to manage those 300 fucking minutes.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, thank God for the extra minutes during the
Yeah, it's
holiday.
holidays, 200 extra.
Yeah, or the COVID, extra minutes
yeah.
for the COVID. But
Problem,
that's
I couldn't even use the phone. They let us out once a week.
yeah.
It was tough.
When
Hey, COVID
you guys got locked down?
2020.
April 1st.
Correct.
Yeah, we all got locked down.
And then the problem
2020.
was, and then we didn't get out till like almost 2022, right? It was
So
like,
I left on the 23rd, 2020.
Okay, you
that
got
was when I
lucky.
was released. And I remember that April 1st, it was like April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, we got locked down. But I'm listening to all this kind of weird news shit. I don't know if you were listening. The only radio station I could really hear was either the TVs, okay? And I was always tuned into the sports TV.
Yeah.
Because that's where I sat. Or NPR.
oh yeah, NPR.
Which I don't particularly like their politics.
No.
But when they started talking about this weird thing in December of these people who started to get sick,
Yeah, I remember.
that was the beginning of COVID.
That was in China, really?
Yeah, it was in China. Yeah. And I'm telling my cellie, His name was Greg Marshinsky, who was there serving 2 life sentences for chopping up his victim. And he was the best fucking cellie I could have had.
Really?
He was the best cellie I could have. Because my place when I got there was a gang yard.
Yeah.
It was an active gang yard. And then it became a dropout, okay? So I'm dealing with all the dropout guys.
Yeah.
And they're still trying to be tough.
Being hard, yeah.
Yeah. And I will tell you, if number one, if you were a rat, you got fucked up. Number two, if you had anything like a sex offender, you were fucked.
We were just talking about that.
Scary.
They're fucked.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
They
it
have
was
prison
scary.
the worst, right? I tell people the chomos, right? We call them chomos,
Yep.
child molesters.
Yep.
They have the worst luck in prison, and every right so, right? You're a piece of shit.
Yeah. I was going back to when I got there. I got a job in education as a tutor. So I got assigned, and I'm working as a tutor teaching GED math.
I did that.
Okay. No one could give 2 shits. You got $20 if you passed your GED. No one could give 2 shits. So this guy was the head of education. His name was Flynn, Mr. Flynn, asked me if I would teach some of these ACE courses. Mm-hmm. And he said, here are 3 ACE courses that we're used to teach, but we don't have anyone to teach it. And I said, well, let me look at them. Let me look at the curriculum. Let me see what I can do. And he said, you were a real estate developer. I said, yeah, I was a developer, but more of an owner-operator. I would buy and add value. And he's like, could you write a real estate course? I'm like, yeah, I could do a real estate course. He said, why don't you focus on writing the real estate course, give me the curriculum, keep it super simple, and the how to start a business course.
There you go.
And he says, I'll pay you for it. And I said, because this GED teaching, after 3 weeks, these guys are talking, they're full of shit, they don't want to listen, they don't want to do their homework. I said, I'm not forcing them. I'm not enforcing them. I'm not a cop. You're a cop, okay? Not me. But he was really an educator. So he gave me that chance. And I started that, and within the first 6 months, I had a waiting list.
Nice.
So I wrote 2 more classes, and I taught 4 classes, and I got paid $5.22 a month.
Wow.
Big money.
Yeah, big money.
It wasn't what
Prison,
I didn't need the money.
Yeah, we weren't there for that.
People would send me money. People were helping me. And that gave me the ability to earn respect from everybody, from the guards to the inmates, even up to not the warden, the captain.
Yeah.
Okay? The lieutenants, they called me by my first name. And you don't do that.
No, never.
Okay? The guards, and it was because I found my path to redemption. And I figured, all right, if I'm never going to get out, I'm going to help these guys to change their life when they leave. And then guys would get out and they would send me, I bought this 2-family and I just renovated and now this is the rent. And I'd show it to the students and they'd be like, this really happened? This was this guy? I'm like, yeah.
That's awesome.
And I've had guys come in here.
That's your give back.
Yes. It gave me a purpose. I didn't have a purpose.
Yeah.
My purpose was getting wealthier.
Yeah, I know the
Okay.
feeling.
I got a purpose and it changed me to today. The purpose of what we do is helping people who have no experience, no credit to buy real estate. And we've become pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So, and it's the same course that I actually teach. We're redoing the course now. They have me doing it because we're doing it at a higher level and we're refilming it, reshooting it, redropping it. So
I like it. You should call it Cell Block Investments, right? Because it started in a cell block.
It's not a bad. It's not a bad idea. It's definitely. It's got a ring to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know about it, whether our institutional investors will want to invest in a cell block, project, but the day after, because I saw you go to the halfway house with your shit in your black net bag.
Yeah.
Okay. Net bags.
Yeah, you remember that?
Oh, yeah. What was your feeling being in a halfway house? Now you have access to the phone. Well, you still need money. Okay. Seeing your dad What was it like? What was the feeling? Was it the same feeling when once you got on the compound? Was it that same feeling, or this is completely a new experience?
I think it was like a second chance at life. Just seeing my dad was like the biggest blessed. Like after I saw my dad and touched him, I was like, okay, there's someone upstairs looking after me, no doubt. Because I was thinking to myself, I was supposed to get out in like 2078, right, with the life sentence in Australia if I got extradited. I was like, fuck, I'm never gonna see my old man. I'm never gonna be able to golf with him. I'm never gonna be able to hug him in the free world. So that day I saw him and I left the prison and I was like, fuck, that's my pops, right? And I was just like, he was so happy, right? He's like, we did it, son, we did it. Like it felt like it was like we won a fucking football game. And I remember I got to the halfway house and I'm like, fuck, this is real, right? You're still living in a bunk bed, but you're like you said, you have access to a phone. I remember a girl sent me Uber Eats, which I never knew what Uber Eats was, and she sent me Masters. She says, you got Masters waiting for you. I go, Masters?
The steakhouse?
I go, how the fuck did you send Masters? Masters is in Beverly Hills. I'm in Van Nuys. And she goes, no, it's waiting outside. I said, how? She goes, there's this thing called Uber Eats. I'm like, what the fuck is that, right? I go out and they give me a bag of Masters. I said, holy fuck.
They make a good steak.
This is the new fucking era.
For the errors.
And then they gave me these things called Bluetooth. I put them on my ears and I'm like, how do I connect? Where's the cord? They're like, no, you connect it to your phone. I'm like, fuck, trying to play with this Bluetooth, right?
Now it just connects.
Yeah, and then
You get in your car,
you just connect.
It connects, close your earbuds, boom, it's right on your car.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
And I told the girl I was talking to, I said, hey, I got to go get some soap. I got to go to the grocery store. It's going to take me like 7 days because you're at that blackout period. The first week you black out. They don't let you go anywhere. She's like, no, don't worry about it. I'll have you there in 12 hours. I said, how? She goes, Amazon Prime. I go, what the fuck's Amazon Prime? She goes, just watch. And she orders me soap, a toothbrush, toothpaste. And I was like, there like that. I was like, this is unbelievable.
It's funny that you're saying that because yesterday was the first time I actually just did Instacart after 5 years.
That's a little advanced for me.
So for groceries.
Yeah.
So she was, we were watching the thing and she's like, are you ready to learn how to do Instacart now? I'm like, yes, because I love ginger shots, lemon in my, I'm a big coffee guy, meat, okay? Yeah. And she showed me how to do it and I had to change the address because we use Instacart for here and I didn't even know I had an Instacart account. Adrian has access to our company credit card.
Yeah.
He just buys shit. No, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good kid. But all these things, to me, were insane. And then we started this social media. It'll be 2 years in April. And Tanner, little by little, had spoon-fed me, so I learned how to post stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like totally inept trying to post shit. And then I wouldn't hold it the right way, or I wouldn't center my head, and there'd just be a picture of my forehead, And he'd take the videos down and he'd say, "You're really fucking this up."
Yeah.
I mean, do it this way. And he's 22, and he's a guru. And I don't know how Christian he was. The first, Adrian was the second person here in Shapiro Capital. And Tanner actually got me. I actually know how to go live now.
Dude, you're going
by myself.
I remember watching when I got out and I watched you, and then I just seen you just blow up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You guys are doing awesome.
It's too bad that we lost we had a big TikTok account, but we got banned because of the Tates. And then we restarted that. I can actually remember where we were, exactly where we got banned. We were in Newport Beach.
Oh, yeah.
At the Marriott, right, Tanner? Marriott Resort. And the best freaking burgers and fish were called Crystal Cove Shake Shack.
Oh, yeah.
Right on
It's
PCH.
right across the street from Javier's and Mastro's, right up the street.
I actually had to go pick somebody up. My wife of 24 days at Javier's.
Yeah.
She was too drunk.
Wow.
Yes, to drive. So I went and picked her up when I was out there for a driven event.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those Tate brothers really turned you on, huh? As far as the clipping and stuff goes, I would imagine.
No. Tanner. So I did the first video. It was, I believe, actually Christian is here. Why did he not come to the studio? He's a fucking retard. Okay. Christian did a video for me, and I did a reaction video to Grant Cardone saying that if you make $400,000 a year, you're a loser. And I reacted to it. It was on a Friday. If you don't know, I'm what's called Shomer Shabbat, which means I keep Shabbat. So when the sun goes down on Friday, I don't turn my phone on for 25 hours, and the following day, so Saturday night, okay? And I'm driving, I'm in Weston, which is about an hour from Miami Beach, which is where I live.
We stayed in Weston when we won the Orange Bowl.
Nice.
I know where Weston
You know
is.
who lives out there? Marino.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Pettit. You know, they have really nice houses.
Yeah.
Weston's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's far. It's
far.
out there. And I'm driving back, and I called him, and I said, "Look, I'm getting ready to turn off my phone." And he said, "I posted the video, and it went viral." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "It blew up." I'm like, "Well, that can't be a good thing." Okay. And he said, no. He said, "You have almost 1 million views in roughly 45 minutes. And for some reason, I caught the algorithm. When I turned my phone back on, it was at 7.7 million views 25 hours later, which is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we started posting some more. And then after about a month, he said to me, "Mark, can you write a course?" And I said, "Of course."
Of course.
I have a course. I wrote a course. I have a bunch of courses. And we filmed a real estate course. We opened the course up. We had our first student on June 20th. She's one of our amazing students. Her name's Lydia Walker. Lydia's got her own crazy ass story. And for 2 weeks, it was her and I on the Zoom.
Yeah.
Just her and I on the Zoom. I got to know everything about her life. Her father killed her mother. She was shot as an 11-year-old, and she overcame everything. She put herself through college. She took a job doing door-to-door sales, selling roofs in Denton, Texas, which is outside of Dallas. And she bought her first deal with me in St. Louis, and it had about $500 in cash flow. She bought another deal in St. Louis, a fourplex, and then she's just continually scaled from there. Scaled. She was dating her boyfriend at the time. His name was Cy. Then they got engaged. Then they got married. Now she's pregnant.
Wow.
And I've seen that cycle with so many of our students. We had one, he just came in. He lost his Greek grocery store. His name is Bobby. And Bobby comes in here. He brings pastries. If he's in the area, he stops by. He just says hi, runs the deal by me, and goes. And there's so much satisfaction in that. And today, I still get calls from guys that were in prison that are buying deals. And they've become something completely different. And they were all, one guy was a Marine, and he became a drug dealer. His name's Jerry. Another one was a guy that I worked out with. He was the guy for the Mexican mafia that you did not want to see.
Yeah.
He was the guy that disposed of people. He debriefed, if you remember. So when you get out of a gang, you've got to tell some shit.
Yeah.
And he debriefed, and then we started working out. And for 2 years, I never asked him a single question. I never asked anybody a question. I didn't want to know about their case. Okay, if they wanted to talk to me, I would just listen. I'd give them coffee, whatever they asked me for, because I'm eating mostly coffee, Max, whatever I can buy for meat, kosher meat out of the which was the meal marts.
Yeah, you guys got that special.
Or eggs.
Yeah.
Which was a buck an egg.
Yeah.
A stamp an egg.
I remember those.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, remember that you guys used to get, the Jewish guys used to get avocados. Did you ever get avocados?
We used to get fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would use half of them, and I would give them away.
Yeah.
I give them to the Dominicans, the Mexicans, and they're all super very super cool with me. So they always had me my back. It's just and I didn't want anything from it because they would go bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to store my stuff in a cooler. So if somebody would steal the thing of tuna, the big pack of tuna, I would buy that.
Yeah.
They'd always come to my room. They had a rack of eggs, which is 30 eggs for you guys that don't know. They'd come to me, okay? And I had a going rate, and I would get those eggs, and then I would take what I could use, and I would distribute the rest. I would give them to other guys, okay? And I wasn't asking for anything. I didn't want anything. I just, just wanted to do as much as I could because there are guys that have nothing.
Nothing.
There are guys that don't even have soap.
I had a butler in there for $20 a month, and that guy would clean my room, my laundry. Every morning he'd come, Mr. Hanson, here's your black coffee. And people were like, dude, you treat that guy so bad. I said, what do you mean? I give him $20 a month. He has nothing. Like, right?
Yep.
$20 goes a long way.
George. That was my guy.
That
was my guy.
Mine was Troy.
George. And I gave him my locker when I left. That was the most important thing. And I'd just gone, because it was December, we had just gone, I think it was my second round of holiday shopping. And I think we went from a 360 limit to a 420.
Yep.
And I would send money to other inmates so I could get other stuff because I was eating, like 6 Max. And I was eating
give us
different tuna.
Clams and oysters.
Well,
during the holidays.
I didn't eat that stuff, but yes, bro. And I would just buy a bunch of ice creams and give them to, like this guy that used to do my floors, and he had Tourette's.
He did the wax.
Yes, it was like ice.
Yeah.
Okay, Bucky, Willard Allen.
Yeah.
Okay, he got out. I talked to him. Okay, and you had all these guys that they just were not functional in society.
Yeah.
So George used to iron my clothes. He used to drop off my laundry. Okay,
Yep.
He would pick up my laundry because you have your laundry guy. Okay,
yeah, of course.
You have your guy that cleans your cell.
Yep.
You have your guy that exchanges your linens.
Yep.
Okay, and I didn't think of it, any differently. Did you ever have a quilt? Where they took 2 blankets, then they stuffed it?
And they sewed them. They sewed them together. And then sometimes the guards would tear them up. Watch this, right? This is too...
The guards used to leave me alone.
Yeah.
They used to leave my sound system alone.
You know why, though, right? Those Jewish are powerful, man. I'm telling you. You guys are the most powerful people in prison. Hey, they would never fuck with the Jews in our...
No.
They would say, no, that's off limits. Never.
Yeah, I had some pretty serious Jewish guys. A couple of serious rabbis. One rabbi, his name was Shalom Weiss. He got 845 years because he ran away to another. Like a $350 million bond scheme.
Yeah.
I never even understood his case, by the way. Okay?
Wow.
There was another one that was super famous. His name was Shalom Mordecai Rabashkin, and I used to study with him every day.
He was in Otisville?
Okay? He was in Otisville.
Wow.
Yeah. Super, super well known. Lubavitch from like the shul he was talking about, okay, which is Olive, which is who helped me. And so that's who I help. Those are who I advocate for. And then I go to the different prisons and visit guys.
Nice.
Okay. And, it's like you don't even know they know who you are.
Yeah. And
you come in and they're like, we know you, we know your case, we know all the stuff about you. I'm like, really? I didn't even know that shit about you.
Yeah.
But, so, you got your guy, you got your hustle guy, okay? So, one of my students is here.
Nice.
He just bought his second deal. His name is Dominic. He is a fitness trainer, and he crushes it. He trains me sometimes on Sundays. And he did a sober. His first deal is it's doing a sober living facility. His second deal. He did his first deal with me because he couldn't get financing. And then his second deal, he did it on his own.
Nice.
And he got financing, a little hard money. I think it's 8%. And he makes $4,600 a month in cash.
Wow, good for him.
And he never took my class, but he worked the compound. So when I needed a cooler, when I needed anything, he was always hustling up something. Okay? So he was the hustle man.
Yeah.
Okay? And he and I are, we're close.
Yeah.
We're close. He's still got paper. So
good for him.
I didn't I actually did have, the way my computation was, I got what's called a pardon on the shelf. So I had to do my 36 months, and then I get the full pardon after
that's
that.
awesome.
So and then it took me 10 months to get approved to go to the White House, because back in the day when I actually used to collect rent myself, I might have shot a couple guys because they came at me with pipes. But I was young. I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was newly married. I was 27. I was in a bad area of Miami Beach, and they came at me.
Yeah.
And thank God I only had half grain in the hollow points. I had a 357 back then, and chrome plated.
Yeah.
And I shot him. I said, if you move one more step, I'm shooting you guys. Okay? I mean, of course, I'm fucking adrenaline out. I'm like, I'm pulling my gun. Okay? I shot him.
Yeah.
You know what I got?
What?
Nothing. I didn't even get a citation or a ticket.
Because you're
Stand your ground.
defending yourself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay? I still had to do it was a much longer explanation through the Secret Service. That's how you get into the White House. But I was able to actually effectuate that and do that. And, bro, you think prison's dirty? You think prison's scummy? Go to fucking Washington.
Hey, they let us go.
It's scummy as hell, bro.
I went to the White House when we won the national championship. They invited us. It was President Bush at the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good president.
Yeah.
Good president.
I was the only guy that had the balls to ask him for a selfie. I said, hey, President Bush, my father's a big fan. Can we get a selfie? He goes, I'm only doing one. Come on. And I got a fucking selfie with him.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. You know, I'll talk to the people I talk to.
I'd like that.
I don't really
Even
talk about them.
computation, right?
I don't really talk to them. I don't talk about on camera. You got to get off your paper.
Yeah.
Before I can get anything done. So
it's a give back.
We still have a few years.
Yeah, I'm going.
You have 5 or you have 3?
No, I got 10. But they said after
10.
5 we can ask. But I speak to law enforcement.
How many months?
Prison.
Have you done?
Over a year now.
Over a year.
Yeah, paper.
Over a year on paper.
But I'm going next month. I'm going to a United States penitentiary to talk about my story. At the federal level.
Bro, going into a pen.
Trust me.
And my situation was, if I had gone to where I was supposed to go, which was a place called Canaan,
Canaan.
one of the more violent pens, I would have been dead in 3 weeks.
No doubt.
The people at Olive,
they got you to the low.
They got me to the medium.
Yeah, medium. Otisville.
Yeah, they got me there, and it was like I'm in the mountains. I'm outside. I feel the sun. We had a tennis court.
Wow.
Okay, I definitely hustled on the court. So, it's a big convergence of everything from God giving me lesson and then saving me.
No doubt.
And that's why, thank God, I was able to practice openly, wear a yarmulke. I never really got persecuted. I never had a single shot, even though I would scream back at the COs, okay? And I remember this one CO would always take my fucking workout gloves, okay? And we all used gloves for everything. We used a belt, we turned those into straps,
I remember.
Okay? And then, talking about the quilt, I'll show you the video when I got out. I had a vest, so I took 2 sweatshirts. I had it tailored to a vest because I saw this really cool green vest with checks on it.
Yeah.
And I'll show it to you.
He had a sweater vest.
And then the whole thing, and they never fucked with me. They never took it. They just used to let me slide. They never took my stinger.
Yeah, you're lucky.
So, I don't know why they were always so straight up with me.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, there were the new guys, and they're like, just leave him alone.
Yeah.
Okay? And prison's just a weird ecosystem.
Definitely. It's a city inside a city, right?
Yeah. People don't really realize how big gambling is there. Okay?
Ridiculous.
I had this one kid. He's a great guy. I don't know if I can help him. I've been trying to help him. His name's Christopher Jerome Johnson. And he got 30 years as a low-level meth dealer. Then he wins his appeal, and he goes back and they affirm his sentence. They don't give him a re-sentence.
Yeah.
These judges are highly, highly corrupt. And he and I took to each other, like, immediately. Okay? Kid is a little smaller than you, about 6'1", 300 pounds.
Wow, big
Okay?
boy.
Tough motherfucker. And we just used to sit, drink coffee, and talk. And he said, you know, I'm going to call myself Thought. I'm like, bro, you're the most thoughtless person I fucking know. How are you going to call yourself Thought? Okay, because you're not Thought. He goes, no. And he was a Moor. Like, I didn't even know there were all these kinds of religious groups.
Yeah.
He was a Moor, okay? And he and I became super close, and he ran the gambling table. And whenever he would get in trouble, he would come to me, and I would bank him.
Yeah, you'd
okay?
bail him out.
And he'd be like, how many books do you have on you? I'm like, flat books or regular books?
Yard books.
And, you know, I'm like, I don't know, 20, 30, 50, you know, because you're always buying shit.
Yeah.
Okay? He's like, how many Macs do you have? I don't know, 30. He goes, I need them. Okay? I'm like, what do you need them for? I got busted.
He got cracked.
Okay, yeah. So I got to pay out, and I can't keep my table open if I don't pay out. I'm like, and you're going to pay me back how? What's my collateral? He goes, my word. Okay, and my word's always been good with you. I'm like, here. Okay, here. I need this many Macs until commissary. I need this many tunas, and you can have all the books. Okay, because I got my flat books. Okay. For everybody who doesn't know what a flat book is it's a stamp that's not been used.
Brand new.
Right. So the stamps that are compound stamps are 20 in a little piece of paper. They're folded, or they're in blocks of 5. Okay.
The little rubber band.
Yeah.
And the rubber bands are used from remember they sell in the commissary the rubber bands for the transgenders that want to put their hair
do their hair up.
Their hair up, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's a whole crazy ecosystem.
They even have their own makeup kit on there, right? That's crazy what they allow. Underwear,
They let
bras.
them wear women's panties.
Yeah, panties. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
No one knows.
No, I don't think anybody even cares.
No.
Okay, I don't think anybody actually cares when you're away. Okay, you have all this.
They forget about us, Mark.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What is it?
Out of sight, out
Blow
of mind.
trial.
Yeah.
That's what I just remembered. What a guy has to get off the yard. What's that called?
Removal. DP'd.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
But you can still get to him in the shoe.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, guys would
You just become a celly.
Then
Then they stab them.
they think there's no drugs in
Oh,
prison.
there's so much
drugs
drugs.
everywhere. And where's it come from? The guards.
The guards.
Yeah. I don't think people realize that there's such corruption. So like in our prison, I don't know if there were any phones, but before we had MP3 players, there were MP3 players there. Okay?
Yeah.
There were 2 guys that had them. And I'm like, wow, that's the cool thing. Let me see it. One was a Jewish guy. I'm like, what is it? And he's like, it's an MP3 player. I'm like, well, what do you do with it? How do you hide it? How do you charge it? You know? He's like, I have my ways of doing it.
Yeah, don't ask questions.
And it's funny, I just got a call on Sunday from a kid that was at Terminal Island. His name was Sean Bolva. And Sean, I think he's come to my office a few times. He's just moving here to Wynwood. He was a starting quarterback at Bishop Gorman. He's a little taller than you. He's about 6'4.5".
Okay.
And the kid could spin, and he was in Randall Cunningham's quarterback school.
Wow.
He would have been at least a D1 quarterback. I will tell you, he used to throw to me, and he's like, oh, you actually know how to play the game? I'm like, of course I can play the game. Okay. I can't play the game. You know, we had flag football because I'm not getting fucking a leg broken or something out there.
We have no health insurance.
No. And I'm like, Sean, you're not going to go. And a Jewish kid, religious Jewish kid, okay? Became religious in prison. And he started drinking. He fucked up. He got thrown out of Bishop Gorman. He took a gun and he went and robbed 7 convenience stores. And he fucked up his life.
Wow.
But he did get out. He did violate. Now he's back. He's clean, sober 2 years. And I love the kid. I'm, doing my very best to mentor him and I'm doing my very best to mentor anyone I can mentor.
For sure.
Okay. And I think people understand that how fragile life is.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, bro, the girl, you had some crazy girls. Okay. But was there anyone that was actually special?
Yeah, there was one. There was one that I was married to.
The brunette.
No, that was my girlfriend that came after.
The brunette.
Yeah, she was on the show, right?
She was on the show. Yeah.
The lady I was married to was like my best friend, but we'd gone separate ways before I got in trouble because I had so much anxiety knowing that I owed the cartel money, and she couldn't figure out what was the matter with me. She's like, "You don't fuck me. You don't want to sleep in the same bed with me. You're always fucking sniffing cocaine and popping Xanax." I said, "Well, fuck. What do you?" You know, I had to tell her. I said, "I got a fucking $4 million bounty on my head if I don't pay these guys back." And so we went our separate ways. But when I went to prison, she was there every month to make sure I was okay. So she was, yeah, she's still a great friend. But I appreciate that, knowing that we weren't together and she visited me for 9.5 years in prison. Like, that's unheard of, right?
It's unheard of.
Unheard of.
It's unheard of. People don't really actually realize how detached people get when you're not in their face.
Yeah, they just forget about you.
You don't exist.
No, I mean, but think about it. Life's so fast out here, Mark. Like, I have friends that are, "Why don't you write me?" And I'm like, "Dude, you don't understand. It's like we don't even think about you in there, right? Because we're hustling. I'm manufacturing ice cream. I'm speaking to prisons. I'm speaking to kids and youth football. It's like you."
I saw that. I saw that. That's a beautiful thing. That's truly probably for me what shows me that whatever you've been through, you've come to a better place. Okay, it doesn't mean, people say, "Well, are you a changed man?" Okay, I don't know if I'm a changed man. I still like money. Okay, I still like nice things. Okay, but my relationship with God comes before all of that. So the most important thing that we do is charity. And the most important thing that we do is observing our holidays and, the tradition, because Judaism is very traditional. We have certain things that we do a certain way. Different sects do things a little bit differently, but, number one, we take care of our own. And people don't really realize that when a Jew's in need, a Jew is going to help them. And when Howard and his wife came to see me, and she said, "I don't know how we're going to do this, but we're going to get you out of prison." When they went to go hire lawyers in New York, they couldn't get the right criminal defense lawyers, so they had to go to San Francisco and hire a team out there. We were able to get an accounting firm to do all the forensic accounting, and we were able to get a top-tier real estate appraisal firm to do what's called retrospective appraisal, to prove out that there was no fraud, no loss. And we tied it all out. And then the investigator, this guy was unbelievable, okay? He found things out that we didn't know, that we thought, "Oh, I'm going home. I'm going home." At trial, the second chair attorney, her name was Naja, she grabs my arm after my securities lawyer said, "They didn't make a mistake. I made a mistake. It's on me. We corrected it. We gave everybody the right to have their money back." All 352 investors said, "No, we're good. We're happy with what the money's invested in." And she said, "You're going home tomorrow." I go into the trial cell because it's different.
Yeah.
You have the general pop cell. When you're on trial, you're in a different cell. And who am I sitting next to? John Gotti Jr.
Wow.
John Gotti Jr., we were in MCC, that's Metropolitan Correction Center, for trial. Because then you go downstairs and you walk underneath. It's the tombs.
That's Brooklyn?
No, Brooklyn is MDC.
Okay, got you.
That's Manhattan, Metropolitan Correctional Center.
So you are in what we call a bullpen, right? The bullpen.
Correct. Yeah. So that's the trial bullpen is just who's ever on trial. So it was me and Gotti Jr. They treated him like he was a king. Okay? So the trial sandwiches were tuna or turkey.
Yeah.
Okay? They would come back and they would give him turkey. He'd get one, I want one from my boy Shapiro. And can I get that coffee cake that you had? And they would give him the special coffee. I don't know where it fucking came from.
Came from the guard.
Yeah. I don't, and when we were getting dressed in the morning, he would be like, Mark, let me see what you have for a selection of ties. And he was a very, very sharp dresser.
He was.
Hysterical guy. He had this little alternate personality called Mr. Twinkie. And he was fucking hysterical. And when I came back in and I told him, he goes, how'd your day go? And at this point, I could give two shits about not talking about my case.
Yeah.
And I told him, he goes, bro, you're going home.
Yeah.
He goes, you're going home and then you're going to be able to sue the government. Okay? You're going to get some of your shit back, you know? And I'm like, I don't even want my shit back. I want to have pizza.
Yeah.
I want to have a steak. I want to take a shower without wearing my boots to the shower or shower shoes.
Shower shoes or Crocs, right?
Yeah. So I don't know how I survived. I just did because God was with me. I mean, I'm sure you're not a little guy.
No.
No one's going to come up upon you. It's going to be a few guys, okay? And, they're probably scared of you. So
I'm just a fighter, I played sports my whole life. I was just raised, you take care of yourself anywhere you are.
Yeah. So your dad's still alive?
Yeah, my dad's still alive. God bless. He's retired. Obviously, we see each other maybe every 3 months. We get to golf. I'll get to see him in May. Go fly fishing. He's a big fly fisherman. He lives.
Oh, really?
Lives in Montana.
Does he make his own flies?
Oh yeah. He's old school.
Nice. I had an uncle that did that.
He still has about 22 pairs of cowboy boots. He's old school.
Tell him to send me some.
Yeah,
My wife threw my cowboy boots out.
Did she?
Yeah. My first wife, Susie, she threw them out. I'm like, why did you throw them out? They were so nice, so broken in.
Yeah.
Justin's.
Yeah, Justin. That's right.
Yeah, they were great. All right, let's get one more question on here. I think I actually covered a lot of this stuff. Oh, this is a good one. At what point did you realize that your drug operation was totally getting your life out of control?
I think the first time I went from bookmaking, because that's what I was known as, a bookie,
Really?
right? Yeah, I was a bookie. And I got in this business as a bookie when the recession hit and I lost my real estate job. And I
didn't even know you were in the real estate space.
I graduated with a real estate degree, public policy and management with an emphasis in real estate development.
Really?
Yeah, so I got this job working for Paul Orfalea, who founded Kinko's, and they sold Kinko's to FedEx for $1 billion. And Paul Orfalea and Gary Safety started a holding company in Brentwood, California. Mm-hmm. And I worked for them. They were USC guys. I was a project engineer, then a project manager, and handling these 40-acre lifestyle centers. But 2007, 2008, it came and the market crashed, and they're like, hey, Hanson, you're the first one to go. And then I became this bookie. I started booking bets from my fucking teammates that are now playing in the NFL. Chuck Liddell is in the UFC. All these guys, Mike Tyson, Paris Hilton's my client. Like, I'm getting A-list celebrities gambling with me.
That's crazy.
And I expanded the business. I was like, man, I want to keep going. Like, this is fun. I had like 2,000 customers that were betting with me. And I started to expand the business to Canada and Mexico. Mm-hmm. And I remember one of my sub-bookies brought me a customer from Mexico that literally in 3 weeks lost $750,000 in cash. I'm like, this is a whale. Fast forward a week, he finally cracks me for $250,000. Mm-hmm. And I pay him right on time on a Monday. And the next day I remember the sub-bookie comes and he gives me this encrypted BlackBerry. And he says, my customer wants to talk to you. And it was encrypted BlackBerry. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? He gives me a Post-it with 3 passwords, and I open up this encrypted BlackBerry that has no camera on it, no GPS. Everything's like taken out of it. It's like just basically a brick, and it's a server, right? You can't even take a picture with it. You can't make a call, nothing, no microphone. And he said, Wedo, I like the way you do business. And I was like, okay, who's this fucking guy, right? I'm like, hey, anything you need, buddy.
Tell him what Wedo means.
Yeah, Wedo in Spanish means white boy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I told him, I said, anything you need, because this guy's a whale, right? He just lost $750,000. I just now paid him back $250,000, which still he's down $500,000 with me.
It's a lot of money.
But to me, I tell people, I'm like the casino host. I offer whatever these people want, so they come to me. And as a bookie, that's what your job is. Like, if he wants a flight to Vegas, I got it. If he wants to go have floor seats at the Laker game, I got it. Because at the end of the day, we know that's just pennies compared to what they're losing.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, anything you want, I got you. And then fast forward, next thing you know, I'm dropping off bags of cash for him in the United States to his stash houses. And he's paying me 10% on the dollar. So I drop off $100,000 in San Diego, and he's wiring me $110,000 to my office in Costa Rica. And I'm like doing this every day, Mark, and I'm like doing the math. I'm like, okay, I'm making 10% a day on my money. Do the math, 30 days, 1 month, I've just made 300%. Like, that's business 101, right? Like, who doesn't want to do that, right? I was like, this is insane. And then the next month, he's like, hey, I need you to pick up $1 million. And it's from rival territory. I'm not allowed into this area. It's Brownsville, Texas.
Bro, Brownsville, Texas is a scary place.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I knew right there, Mark, that's when you, like this question you just asked, that's when I knew I was crossing from being a bookmaker that gets maybe 2 years max for a racketeering charge to now becoming part of an organization, which is the cartel. I will never say what cartel it is, but I knew I was crossing that line. Mm-hmm. But the money was so good, and I came from this blue-collar family. My dad was a construction worker. And I said, fuck yeah, let's do it. Because I knew 100,000 was my commission on $1 million. And then I did it so fast. Like, I literally hired 2 guys to come with me on the plane. I hired this pilot, a turboprop. I paid him $2,500 an hour, and I paid him cash. And I did this transaction of $1 million within between 6 and 8 hours. And I just made, after I paid everyone off, I made $75,000. Like, that's more than my dad ever made in a lifetime as a salary, right, for a year.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, okay, like, I'm not gonna have to swing a hammer like my dad, right? And I was like, fuck, this is awesome, right? And then the next week, he says, how would you like to do what you're doing now in the United States, but do it in Australia? And you're not gonna make $100,000 a day, you're gonna make $1 million a day. I said, fucking, let's run it. But that's when I knew I would cross the line, right? Mm-hmm. That's when you're too deep and you can't say no. Because that was a problem with me. I never would say no. Like, if you told me, I like to be the man. If a girl says, hey, I need to get this, let me find it. Oh, Hermes bag, Birkham? Okay, let me get it. Find it. I'd figure out a way to get it. That's just how I was. And to this day, I still find myself the same way, but now I obviously got to cool down. I can't do anything illegal. But somebody asked me.
You got to say no.
Yeah, you got to know, like, don't ask me anything that's illegal. That's what I tell people, because I won't do it. So yeah, that's, to answer your question, that's when I knew I crossed the line.
Well, look, whatever line you crossed, you're back here.
Yeah.
You're sitting in our Amazon bought chairs.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right. Supporting
and our, we got a hoop, we got old school pinball machine. You probably don't even know what that is because you're too young.
No, he knows what a pinball is.
You're older than him?
Yeah.
Really?
45.
Doesn't look it. Your face looks young. So we're gonna do a part 2, and we're gonna have you come back for a couple days.
Yeah.
We're gonna get one of my boys to throw the ball.
We'll bring some protein ice cream too.
So we'll get Tua. We'll get Reek out there. Okay. We got a lot of friends that are all playing in the NFL, and I'm just friends with them.
Yeah,
I don't get paid nothing. Okay. We have a couple kids that have put some money in a deal that we bought in Ohio.
Nice.
And they're super, super happy. One will be a first rounder. He's at Oregon.
Great.
Shout out to him. He's a great kid. And more shout out to his dad, because his dad's a cool guy.
His dad made it happen.
And when he was going through rehab, he was coming here after rehab and learning real estate and just hanging out and eating Dave's hot chicken.
Nice.
Okay? And he's like, where is this shit? I love this shit. So tell them where they can find you.
I tell people it's real easy. The socials is my name, Owen Hanson, or even easier, thecaliforniakid.com, because that's the name of my book. Or if you want to eat the California Ice Protein, it's californiaiceprotein.com. Or if you can't remember all that, just remember to eat ice protein, not eat ice cream, because it's not ice cream.
Ice protein.
Eaticeprotein.com.
Okay. All right.
And we sell it just like Amazon everywhere in the United States, direct to consumer.
Well, we're going to have Adrian get us some. We're going to have some in here tomorrow. We can get it same day. You get it same day?
For you.
You don't have to send it to me. I'm going to pay for it. Okay. And I do want an autographed copy of your book.
I got you.
And we actually are dropping a book. It's 80% done. We're working on the covers. We're co-authoring it with a real famous author, a guy named Robert G. Allen.
Nice.
He's written 5 New York Times bestsellers. And we actually sold it, and then we didn't use the advance. We sent the advance back to Simon & Schuster, and we rewrote it, and it's real estate and it's life.
Nice.
It's about escaping the prisons we all live in. Because if you can survive in prison for 1 week, you can survive anything in life, and then flourish, and then come out running and create a business and change people's lives, then the world needs more people like you, okay? And I know you guys think, oh, Mark, you're just a fucking scammer. JT Fox, you're a little bitch. I'm gonna slap you when I see you, because I was only a good friend to you. But guys, here at Shapiro TV, we're gonna have Owen back. We're gonna have his partner back, and we're gonna do some damage. And if Owen wants to show us his stone hands, and I'm sure they're not stone hands, okay? Because you don't walk on at USC and actually get to play ball. So guys, thank you. We'll do this in probably 60 to 90 days. And guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And reach out to Owen. Show people how good what he's doing is changing people's lives. And do something nice for somebody. Stop being such a selfish piece of shit your whole life. Let's go.
Let's go.
So, guys, if you like this video and you want to learn more about the art of investing in multifamily real estate, then I want you to click the link in the description below. At Shapiro Capital, that is exactly what we do. Our community is designed to show you every nook and cranny in the real estate business, and it has helped our students close over $200 million in deals to date. So if you are ready to begin the process of mastering the multifamily business, I want you to click the link below. We can start building your portfolio today. Let's go!